We are live. We, meaning me, myself, and I, because as you can see, the Canadian isn't here yet. Being his normal rude self, I see he's leaving comments in the chat there. It'd be nice for him to join us. Maybe you guys can all say, "Hey, Jason, why don't you go join your live?" Well, guys, it is Friday, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and thank God you're all joining us tonight. And for those that catch this on the replay, we appreciate you almost as much. Not quite as much, but almost as much, because you don't get to join in on the fun. But the fact that you stopped by, hit that like button, subscribe, and deal with our shenanigans, you are still appreciated, just not as much. Oh, he decided to join us, guys. Oh, he's giving me the middle finger. Oh, middle finger. Wow, what a shocker. Oh, late. Wow, what a shocker. Look at that.
Well, you know.
So what are you?
What's going on?
Laying in bed and hanging out in the chat? Like, is that what's going on?
What's that?
I said you're laying in bed and hanging out in the chat because I see you all over the fucking chat. Like, what is your
You know, you're funny, right? Because you sent me the link like 2 minutes ago. Meanwhile, I've been here for 15. But then because I'm busy doing something else, in the moment that you send me the link, now it's my fault. Okay.
So if you've been here for 15 minutes, you never thought possibly maybe send a reminder that your email still ain't shit and your email still doesn't work, or maybe you hit up one of the guests and say,
how long
hey,
have we been doing this? It's the same fucking routine every time. So don't give me that shit, because all you do is copy and paste and send it through Instagram.
Wrong finger.
What are we, 62?
62 weeks. That's how long we've been doing this shit, guys. 62 weeks I have been putting up with him.
You've been putting up with? Wow.
62 weeks. But you know what, guys? Tonight, it's not about him. You guys already know. We do this show to share best practices for ball python keepers and breeders, and occasionally we talk about other reptiles and we show other reptiles. But we do this for that reason. Then, wow, it's been almost a year already, because tonight is volume 10. We've had over 36 amazing freshmen and fabulous guests. So those are newer breeders in the game. And it's just amazing to think that we've been doing this for 10 months now, because we figured we do this show for the newer breeder and keeper, so we might as well feature them. So every final Friday of the month, even if Jason doesn't remember, every Friday of the month, we have some awesome freshmen join us that are doing fabulous things. So enough of Jason's bullshit. Let's bring out some of these fabulous freshmen, okay? We're going to let them introduce themselves. You suck, by the way, Jason.
Come on, find the button. Let's go.
All right, so we're going to start with a man I met. I believe it was the Oaks show a few months back in Pennsylvania.
Hey,
What's going on?
What's up? Introduce yourself.
Good evening. I'm Kevin at 4S's Pythons.
How's it
And
going,
we're gonna get back to you and find out what all those S's about. All right.
All right, you got it.
Now we're gonna have a duo that I met at Battlefield. Now notice Jason doesn't meet anybody. Okay, if you notice.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
Jason.
Go ahead. Why is that, Brian? This is going to be entertaining.
Because he's a piece of shit. Jason doesn't meet anybody.
There you go.
But the next guest, our next duo that's joining us, I actually had the pleasure of meeting them in person at Battlefield where they were vending, okay? And when I say it was a pleasure, it was definitely a pleasure meeting them.
What's up, guys?
What's going
What's
on?
up? Want to introduce yourselves real quick?
Jeremy
Raven.
and Third Eye Pythons.
Third Eye Python. Speaking about eyes, guys, you can't see. I don't think you can see, but Raven has the craziest, dopest eyes. There they go.
Shit.
So what's up with you, Jeremy? Why are you slacking? When are we gonna get your eyes?
Nah, man, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. So
And it's
welcome.
Thor.
Oh, and I met Thor the day you guys got him.
Yeah, he's like this big.
Yeah, he has really grown. Wow.
Yeah.
They can put on size quick.
So wait, Jason, did you meet Thor? No, you didn't, because you don't meet anybody. You didn't meet Thor. All right, guys, and finally we have another awesome viewer that's always viewing. He has actually been on Bowling with Bryan, but now he joins us on Freshman and Fabulous, and he is sponsoring a bronze membership to US Arc.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Jason, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm Mike from Balls of Fury Ball Pythons. It's good to be here.
We're glad you're here. So do you have furious balls?
I got the furiest balls you can find.
He has the most furious balls you can find. Well, welcome. I believe you probably have the largest following on Instagram. Every Monday you do Morph Monday. You present some crazy combo out there, and that's really, really has caught the attention of a lot of Instagrammers. So congratulations and kudos to that. And guys, I don't know if you know this. I know I might look like a doctor. I might sound as intelligent as a doctor, but I am not. But Mike is actually a doctor. So I think we should say a little congratulations on that recent accomplishment. So congratulations,
Very
Dr.
well done.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So guys, welcome to Freshman and Fabulous. Each one of you are here because you have been doing some really awesome stuff. We look forward now. This isn't a guarantee, okay? Just because you're doing good now doesn't mean that you might not fizzle out. We've had over 36 guests here, and trust me, we've already had like one real special one. And you know, you can always end up in the sticker graveyard. We don't want you to end up in the sticker graveyard. Okay. Speaking of which, do you guys all have stickers and promotional items, or how are you handling marketing?
I don't have any stickers right now. I did have some, but I gave them all away. And I just got some t-shirts. So I'm getting the merch in the works right now.
Nice. Well, congratulations on that. You don't have to worry about sending anything to Canada. And of all the guests we have here tonight, you're the only one I haven't met personally, but we already got that slated and scheduled for that upcoming show in Rhode Island. If you guys can catch the Show Me Snakes event in Rhode Island in March, my homie Seagons has a lot to do with organizing that and putting it together. It's a 2-day event. I hope to see you guys there. I will be linking up with Dr. Mike.
I'll be there.
What about you? What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, no, I don't have any stickers. I haven't had any made up yet. I had a few test shirts made up, and a friend of mine from work, his wife just did the sweatshirt. I wish we have a point on the sweatshirt. She did 2 of them for me, you know. But that's all the shirts and stickers and all that stuff I've had done.
Jason, I think they've discovered a loophole. If they don't have stickers, they can't end up on the sticker graveyard. Now, I met you at Oak at a Reptile Expo, but our next guest, I met you guys kicking ass at Battlefield. Was that your first show you guys did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have stickers? Yes. You did.
They fly off the tables. They fly off the table, that's for sure. They're
Right there. There you go. Bam. Not only do they have a sticker, they got a big ass sticker and a dope ass sticker. And I'm sure most people would try to snatch it. Here's the secret. You got to have like a real shitty little sticker, right? That everybody can have, a cheap little sticker, like one of them form things, like there's 30 on a sheet, you cut them yourselves. Let those be the giveaway. And then you save this freaking masterpiece right here for those that purchase something. Okay?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
You know, it works out better that way. And it doesn't have to be a snake. You can have some merchandise there. You can have some T-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever the case is. And the sticker goes with purchases. And trust me, you'll sell more. Speaking of selling, how did you guys do that day?
We sold a handful. We
Yeah.
did sell a handful of them.
Yeah, like
When did you find you sold the majority of the stuff?
beginning of the day.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you find sold the fastest?
Pretty stuff. The pretty
Was
stuff.
it stuff that nobody else had, or that you were the most competitively priced on?
I think nobody else had them.
Yeah.
What
Didn't get a
was
chance
the
to walk
jeans?
around too much.
What were the jeans or what were the combos that
They
you
were
The leopard pewter.
leopard pewter, possible yellow bellies. That went the fastest. We had 2 of them.
No, and you guys were the only
Leopards
ones
are-
there with them?
Sorry,
What was
say
that?
again?
You were the only ones there with them that you know of?
I think.
That we know of.
Why? We know for a fact you weren't there with them. That's pretty clear.
You can't really be slighted for that, you know. It's
So
can't get there right now. So
being the only freshman in Fab, Mike, you haven't done any shows, right? We're not there yet. What about you, Kevin? You haven't vented at any shows, correct?
No, I go to all the battlefields, but I
Right.
guess Gettysburg now.
And that's interesting. Well, I don't know, because from what I hear, rumor is there's going to be both Battlefield and Gettysburg. There's this whole drama. Maybe I'll get them on What's in Your Cup. That's a real show. Maybe I'll get them on What's in Your Cup and we'll talk about all that drama. Speaking of which, guys, if you didn't see What's in Your Cup this Wednesday, it was pretty cool. We had Head Stamp and the ski mask came back out, Jay. The ski mask came back out. Go check that out. Find out that story. He is a former freshman in Fabulous that ended up flunking out. Let's just say that. And Head Stamp shared a story that he had that I've been hearing just too many stories. And then yesterday, my guy, Bryan, Bane of My Exotics, gave us a tour, and he's crushing it. He's definitely crushing it. And by the way, Bryan, I mean, it's not a trifecta. What do you call somebody that does 4 of something? I mean, I know if you paralyze in 4 places, you're a quadriplegic. It's a quad something, right? It's something quadratic. I don't know what it is, but Bryan is only the second person, and I know they got to be in here. I know they got to be here. I know it. There we go. Bam. I know they have to be here because they're always here, and they're the best, and they were the first to ever accomplish it. So Jar Pythons and Bryan are the only people to ever be on all 3 shows and have their kid on Saturdays with Samson. So that's pretty dope. It's a very, very limited club.
I wondered what the fuck you were getting at.
So it was so funny.
For so long.
Bryan was like, "What did I do? What did I do?" and that show was the first time Samson ever did a show, and Bryan and I did everything to screw it up. Like, we're talking in the background, we're telling them what to do. Like, it was the big learning curve, but it was dope. At the end of the day, it was really dope what the kids did. So, all right,
Called being a dad.
So you guys were selling now. Were you selling all animals that you produced yourselves, Jeremy and Raven?
Most of them. We got a couple that we were kind of getting rid of. We got moving them out of the collection. We had a almost breeder sized banana that we used to end up selling at the end of the show. But yeah, mainly hatchlings.
Yeah, I kind of threatened that guy about the female banana, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he did come around the table like three different times, but yeah.
That was pretty cool. And actually, I picked up a female banana breeder that day as well, so that was pretty cool. Who did better? Was it Raven or you?
The girl always does better.
I figured. I figured as much. All right, yeah. I figured that was the case. And then What do you guys see in the future, Mike, Kevin? What do you guys see in the future as far as vending is concerned?
Yeah, I plan on doing local shows.
I definitely want to vend some shows for sure. Definitely the Show Me Reptiles one locally, but I'd like to get to a level where I could go to Tinley or Daytona and vend.
So I'm gonna tell you how you get to that level. You just gotta book a table, man.
I was gonna say, just pay the
I'll
money.
do that too.
I'm too
It's not,
greedy. I wanna
it's
go
not
and
that
not.
difficult. Now, whether or not you do well there is a different story. Getting there, I got the path. For $19.99, PayPal me, and I'll tell you how to get there. All right.
Sounds good.
Now,
I'm too greedy. I just want to go to them all.
no. Well, I don't know. How did you guys do? Did you guys rub elbows with any other vendors while you were at the show?
That's the hard part. We're used to like attending the show and not vending them, so we want to walk around and see everything. But then you can't let your table go like no one there.
Especially if you're busy. 2 people is not enough to watch a busy table.
Yeah.
Luckily, we had nice neighbors that kind of watched our table for us as we walked around. But
Jeremy, next time just leave. Leave Raven at the table. Just go.
Hey,
Okay. Listen, you were making the sales. We can't take
He
the
was,
person
though, yeah.
making the money away from the table. Okay.
Who
hell,
spends the most?
I sold both the Peter Leopards within an hour of the show starting.
Exactly. So you're the money maker. Let him go spend the money because that's what's going to happen if he leaves the table.
right, exactly.
Okay. One of the things I know for a fact, many vendors spend more at a show than they make.
That's the hard part, yeah. Not
Okay.
spending it right away.
Very
Now for
difficult.
us too, being ready for the show. So we didn't have a sign. We had a black tablecloth. It would have been nice to have our logo on a banner or something. So that's where we weren't sure if we were ready to vend because we didn't have all that swag. It was cool to do it for the experience, but it would have been nice to be more professional, have the banner, have the table. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll tell you this. I remember when I first started attending shows, I didn't give a shit what you had at your table. It didn't make me come see you. I'm just saying, as someone attending the show, okay? I think it means more to us because of pride. But at the end of the day, I mean, I didn't see him. So was it last week? I think it was last week. I think it was last weekend, right? The Mid Hudson Reptile Expo, the first show that they've done in upstate New York in a while because White Plains has been closed. And I didn't get to see him because it happens all the time. I got to the show. Steve jinxed me. I don't know if you guys know. I always talk about my wife, Steve. Not my real wife. That's my snake wife, Steve. And he's a big boy, so don't mess with me. I'll get Steve on you. So he actually came to the show. So I was so excited he came to the show. And he jinxed me because he comes up to me. He's like, oh, I didn't think I'd even have a minute with you. And then all of a sudden, that's when it starts. And I get stuck in like one spot, right? And it's hard to move out of that one spot. And then you just get to a point where you just want to go. And I just wanted to go. And I got hungry. And a bunch of us were going to eat. So literally, I never left that one spot. I got to say hi to Tino. I picked up snakes. I had to pick up 5 snakes there. Picked up the snakes. And literally, we all went to eat, like a group of 10 of us or so. So I didn't even know Dave was there. So there was a lot of people there. I didn't get to see them. But the whole point was they didn't care about banners. You know, you got people selling out of deli cups. Yeah. All right. It's something to move towards. But you made sales without that. So that's something that you really need to think about. And kudos to you for that. I bet you nobody else there had green eyeballs.
So it's funny, when I contact a breeder after the show, I'll message them and say, hey, my girlfriend's the one with the green eyes. And they all remember who we are. So it's kind of nice.
So Raven, he is pimping you like crazy. Do you hear this?
Yeah, pretty much. But hey, it works.
It's working. That's it. So what are your plans for the future, Mike? Are you pairing right now?
I have one snake that's pairing right now. Most of our collection is still like in its infancy. A lot of our females are still growing, which is exciting because we do have a lot of powerful females that I haven't even bought males yet for the project. So I'm just growing them up, waiting to get them up to like 1,000 grams and then try to figure out what male I want to get. I would like to have like 2 males for each project just so I have a backup male too.
That is definitely. All right. Well, you
So hold on. The backup male, is it going to be an identical?
you
Similar,
just cut me
or
off.
totally
You just cut
different?
me off. I had a really,
I
really
don't
well
give a shit.
thought,
You do it to me all the time, and then you bitch when I
question.
don't talk. So then I do talk, and then you bitch.
You're like extra talkative
You
today.
guys
I'm
want to
just
do what I
not ready
want,
for
'cause
it.
you're going to bitch regardless. Mike, answer the question. Ignore him.
Mike, he got snippy the last time you were asking questions in the
I
chat.
know he did. He was hating on me.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
here
don't
we
even
go.
have to. You know what? Let's get him out of here. Let's get him out. Let's get. No, go ahead, Mike. So
To answer Jason, I would like to get two males that are similar to each other. Maybe one just has like one more gene than the other, or they have one different gene. But I'd like them to work my projects. Obviously, it'd be something like a pod with a combination of genes or something like that.
ooh, that's risky. Only being that if you do a dual sireship, like you won't know necessarily who the dad is.
Right. I'm not so much saying that. I'm saying like if I have a bunch of females, I want to run one male too, and he just stops breeding for whatever reason, doesn't get to those other females, I could just pop in another male that's similar to him and not lose out on that possible production.
Guys, don't give me a like. Sure as hell, don't give the Canadian a like. But let's give the freshman and fabulous some likes. So make sure you smash that like button, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe. That sounds like a good plan. Obviously, you're more than a pretty face. You seem to have a brain up there, and that's a nice way to set it up. What I'm really impressed is the first time I've ever heard any freshman say is that they were raising up their girls and waiting to pick their males. I think that
Really
is
smart.
I don't need you to finish my sentences.
Yeah, well, I don't give a shit. So
I really don't like I think that is really smart, and I think the fact that we just change our mind, right? So we're talking about a year, 2 years of waiting, and a lot can change in that time. And if the girl's where she needs, you can always get that powerhouse male that you can run through your whole harem. Okay, so I think that's really, really smart. A lot of times we regret the other way, and most of us don't have that discipline. Most of us start out male heavy because we're getting whatever discounted snakes we could get our hands on, and then by the time we realize we want to breed, it's like, oh shit, we got 16 hemipenes on 8 snakes and 1 female, so kudos to you on that. That was really, really a breath of fresh air to hear. Now, what about you, Kevin? What are your plans? What are you working on over there?
I got 2 that they were locked up this morning. But I bought them as a pair, and I grew them up together, and he's the only one breeding right now out of 3 other pairings. But the timing on a female is just part of it too. So,
what do you got paired up?
It's a leopard head clown to a spot nose head clown.
All right, nice. So you're trying to get that
long shot?
Trying to hit that Batman?
Yeah, long shot.
All right. Well, if you hit it, you can always send it this way.
Hey, I'll be happy with any clowns out of it.
That'd be cool. That would definitely be cool. I see my man Jack up in here. I don't know if you guys seen the picture that Kim just posted. Jack got a banana off me that's absolutely gorgeous. And Kim used it today for a client at the tattoo shop. Jack does some sick work. If you look at the logo there, he did it himself. He's a tattoo artist. And they used that snake to help take away somebody's fear. So that was an awesome story, guys. Thanks so much for sharing it with me. Oh shit, look who's in the comments. Oh shit. I think you do better as a guest than a co-host. By the way, guys, it's next Thursday, right? You are joining me as a guest.
Do I still have to do that? Can I stand you up on that?
You're not standing me up shit. Okay, Jason will be joining me next Thursday, guys. On Bowling with Bryan.
The show's canceled randomly. You all know why.
Jason is joining me next Wednesday, guys. I'm Bowling with Bryan. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Castro's available. Is that like a little marketing ploy there, my guy? I kind of like that. And Castro has been on fire lately with the reels. He has been on fire. What is up, Lindsay? It was nice to see you last week. Lindsay is Steve's other significant other after me. Just for the record, after me. Hello. Yes. Vanilla Ice in the house. So, guys, what are we? Horrible, Bryan. That is just mad disrespectful right now. No, Pope, until you can come at me, and Randy. By the way, Jason, I met Randy. I took a picture for you. I met Randy in person in Arlington. Okay. Did you ever meet Randy? Oh no, you didn't. Okay. So I met Randy in Arlington, which is pretty cool. But Randy, until you show me the money, man, you're not getting a segment. I'm sorry. Randy wants a segment on the show, but he has to come with the right amount of money. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but explain the segment.
Nope, because then people might push for it. Nope. No.
Okay,
I met Gray Ryder. It was a pleasure meeting with you and chopping it up. Darius Thompson. Why do I have a feeling that Darius Thompson got something to do with you, Mike?
Yeah, he's one of my partners. He's got a couple of snakes from our collection down in Florida with him. He's working some of his own projects. Recessive gang, man. It's a movement.
Recessive gang. What else you got? You got all this freaking gang terminology. What else you got over there?
I'm sitting in the ball python bando, man.
There you go, the bando. There you go.
I'm in the bando right now.
So Jason, Lindsay's saying that you just got shown up. That's all I gotta say.
I'm so used to the abuse on here. I honestly don't even pay attention.
Lindsay's like your number one fan. That's the crazy part. That's it. You got no fans now. That's it. If Lindsay leaves, you got no fans. So Angie, he is not an MD. You would be technically a DO. Would you be a DO?
DC.
A DC. Oh, like the comic books. There you go.
Yeah.
DC. That's right. I have a DO. It's kind of similar.
They are similar.
I was at my DC, and let me tell you something. I was there 2 days ago, and I had like the best night's sleep. Like, it works, guys. All right, it works. If you don't know what a DC is, then you don't deserve it, and you're not gonna get one. All right. So we got congratulations to Mike. That's what's up. Melanie Hernandez is asking, where is little Samson? He's out and about running over there. I'm hoping he gets ready to go clean some tubs because we got a lot of tubs to clean.
You're in trouble, Bryan. That's Chachi.
Oh, that's Chachi?
That's Chachi.
You're in trouble because she's Dominican from the Bronx. You're in trouble, okay? You're the one that's in trouble, not me. You want to say hi, Samson? Come say hi with your messy hair. Don't care. There you go.
What's up, Samson?
Samson.
All right, get out of here. This ain't the you got your own stuff. All right. So, guys, what's the most anticipated pairing or project you look forward to working with? You don't have to have it in play right now, but what is it? I know that Kevin said he's trying that long shot for a Batman. What about you guys, Third Eye?
Ultra male stuff. Hidden Gene Woma, Fire to our Ultra male female. Also Orange Dream, Het Ultra male to our Hypo, Het Ultra male female. So Ultra male, different pod stuff.
Okay, you know Jason loves Ultra male, right? So no, bootleg Monarch.
I do. Ultra male. He just busts my balls over it.
So
I love it.
Slater hit me up today, right? I think matter of fact, he was the first one to leave a comment. Slater hits me up, and Slater's like, we got our second recessive. We're picking up an Ultra male. I'm like, oh, nice. Fuck Ultra male, Team Monarch. Guys, all jokes aside, I can't lie. First of all, Jason has some really nice examples of Ultra male, so he kind of makes me eat my words a little bit. But I have been seeing a lot more really, really nice Ultra male. It was nice seeing you too at the show, John. Hey, Jay, did you see John? Oh, no, you haven't met John yet either. Just wondering.
When I do get across the border, I swear to God, I'm going to take pictures with everybody but you.
No, you're really not. You probably wouldn't even make it across the border. The truckers are going to
keep you. No, I probably won't. You're right. I'm not even going to leave.
Yeah, you're not going to get across. There goes my baby right there. He's so freaking awesome. The guy tells Samson, pick, right? So he offers Samson 2 different champagnes. We've been dying to get a champagne in the mix. One has a really, really nice marking, has that nice ringer thing going on, and that's the male. The other one is really clean, really pretty. The male versus female. So Samson's like, well, I like the male, but we gotta go with the female for breeding purposes. I love this kid. He got a little brain on him, you know.
Thinking, man.
You know, I'm letting him pick what he wants, but I'm just thinking to myself, female, female, female. And then, of course, what does Steve do? He brings them both. You're the fucking man. Thank you so much, Steve, and I'm glad that you finally came. So Steve's like the Wizard of Oz, guys. When you see me showing those 7-gene combos out there, he's the one that's made them. He just does crazy shit. And I don't know what he does, if he sleeps with these snakes. I don't know what the hell he does. But these things all just hit ridiculous odds, and he is definitely the man. Yo, Mike, we need you to get your own show, man.
What's up, bro? What's up, 50? That guy, he just picked up a fire snake today, actually, that guy.
Oh, yeah? What do you get?
He got a red striped clown boy to run through his clown females.
Nice. It's popular right now.
All right, so Castro clarified. Battlefield the 12th was canceled. Gettysburg the 19th, same location is on. The drama. Be careful, guys, if you go there, because you don't know if they're gonna be like fighting like the Sharks and the Jets, and what's gonna happen, because this is like such reptile drama. All right. British Columbia Balls, guys. That's a
What's
freshman.
going on, Mark?
He's actually a cool Canadian. I didn't say you weren't a cool Canadian.
We all know where you were going with it, so.
Like I said, I will say it, but I didn't say it. It just shows how you think about yourself.
62 weeks of conditioning, you prick.
So, guys, British Columbia Bulls, Mark will be on What's in Your Cup. I'm looking forward to it. March 9th. He's getting up at 4 a.m. to make that shit happen. That's going to be a dope show. Make sure you catch it. Jason, he watches all my shows in the closet, literally. Literally watches it in the closet. All right, guys. So let's talk. How big are these collections that we're working with? We'll start with you, Kevin.
I'm sitting between 80 and 85. I have 5 hashlings from this year, but most of mine are growing up. I mean, each year I get another girl that gets up to size, you know. So, and I'm probably 75% of them are females, and then 25% males.
All right, so I don't know how they do percentages or math in Canada. This shit's all fucked up. But that's pretty impressive to be so female heavy. But wow, that's a really, really large collection. And you're just starting to pair now, or have you paired before?
I paired twice last year and got 1 clutch. The other girl absorbed. And then I have 4 pairing this year. One of the ones from last year, the one that laid the eggs, I wind up pairing her, but she wound up she was just slow to get back on food, but I mean she slams food now, but now I think she's doing it again.
All right, that's what's up. I am the worst, Clinton. I am the worst. I got your t-shirt, right, but they sent me an extra large. So let me know if you're good with the extra large. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to order another one. But I think Clinton won that shit like 7 months ago. Like, I am the worst. Okay, and Jar Pythons also sent me Broad's Balls t-shirt, and I have it here because I got to pay that damn international shipping. Why the one person from another country that was on the show that night had to win? I just don't understand. Okay, I just don't get it, you know? All right, so what about you? What about you, Mike?
I have currently right now we have 29 snakes. I have 20 females and 9 males.
Nice. Now, did you start out with like just a hobby, sucker for eye candy snake, or did you have plans all from day one?
No, definitely not from day one. I just got a ball python as a pet originally. I bought a spider ball python male, and I just started watching YouTube videos and doing research. I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize how many morphs there are and all this stuff. And it just started growing from there. And then I started to learn more and more and started to go female heavy. But when I started, I had two females and actually two males and one female. So I was male heavy in the beginning.
Now, what about you, Third Eye?
We're like 35, 37. 22 females, like 14, 15 males.
And of those 22 females, how many of them are ready to go?
6 right now. We're doing 6 right now.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
that's awesome. That's smart. It's manageable. I mean, in the beginning days, you want to be able to manage what you're working with. The worst thing is that person that does 10, 15 pairings and then realizes that little incubator they made isn't going to hold 10 clutches, you know? So speaking about incubators, what are you guys using to incubate?
The cooler, the old like cooler method.
With the warm water in the bottom.
Yeah, with the warm water, with the fish heaters, and that was the first one I was gonna use, and then honestly, it was crazy. Shit, I drove. What the hell was that?
I thought it was a snake fart.
Was that your mutt? Oh shit, Lindsay, look at the things he does for you. So here's the crazy part. Somebody went to take a drink just now, Raven or. So when you did it, it made the noise, so it really threw me off because I didn't see it at that moment. But yeah, I remember seeing that from what was it, Garrett, that had a video on YouTube, and I was like, that's genius. It takes up hardly any space. I drove like 2 hours to pick up the perfect igloo cooler like he used. I had to do it the way he did it. Okay, I ordered the same. I still have them. I ordered the same shoebox or container box, whichever ones they were. Everything the same. I ordered all the, and then I'm like, I'm not doing this shit.
I mean, we bought an old like freezer. It was going to try to make it into an incubator, but after watching Reach Out Reptiles and the cooler, the water is so much easier for humidity.
I get it. So thank you, Chachi. I appreciate that. He looks just like his dad, of course. But quick question, let me ask you. You two are a really pretty couple, Mike. Okay, you and Chachi are really pretty. Who's prettier?
Chachi, for sure.
Smart answer. Good guy. There you go. Good guy. And no, Steve. They're actually just chilling. I'm leaving them alone. Unlike you, I have the discipline to leave them alone for at least a week before I start bothering them. But they are both hissy little shits. They both dump their water. They're both freaking nasty baby snakes of yours. Guys, you don't have to apologize when you're late. You have a baby now to take care of. We understand. We get it. All right, we get it. That's also former freshman and fabulous guests that are crushing it in the game. All right, guys. So you already have. What do you plan on doing? Do you have an incubator already, or are you gonna wait until you start pairing, Mike?
I have an incubator already. I have started pairing that one female. I've gotten 2 locks so far. I started pairing her in like January, and I have a Reptibator I bought, Zoomed Reptibator.
That just sounds perverted.
Hey, that's what they call it. I don't know. You have to talk to Zoomed.
That just sounds perverted, man. Sounds perverted.
It's basically the same design as the cooler thing. It just I just have the hatch rate stuff in the tray just ready in case I get eggs.
And the clear lid, right?
Look at all these Ultramel lovers over here. Now, you can't tell me you love Ultramel and then you see a Monarch and still feel the same way. Sorry. You can't, guys. I'm sorry. Let's be honest here. I could show you some badass bananas that'll give Ultramel a run for their money. And what are you doing, Kevin, as far as incubation there? Do you have a Reptibator? Do you Reptibate?
Yeah, I bought a hot box last year. Just a small cube one at Battlefield in March last year. I bought 2 wine coolers, refrigerators, and was going to convert them over, but I got in a pinch on time, and I just pre-ordered that one with Chris's Sea Surf and picked it up in Battlefield.
Oh wow, you guys are kind of fancy. I'm more with Third Eye on this shit right here. I try to save every dollar possible. That's another snake you could buy.
See, I disagree. I tend to say spend the money on an incubator, get it running, make sure, test it, run it. Hey, man, you're putting all this time and money into one thing, which is to produce these eggs, and then you're relying for 3 months on this device to carry your projects through. And you want to just slap it together and save a fucking buck? Okay, bud. How much are those clutches worth? You do the math and you tell me what makes sense.
What were you saying, Kevin?
Make sure it works.
What were you trying to say, Kevin?
Test it.
Buy one snake or hatch out 8 snakes. You know?
Oh, all right. We're getting all philosophical up in this motherfucker tonight.
Common sense. You know it's right. You just don't want to admit it.
No, not if you and I disagree.
Exactly. But the bottom line is make sure your incubator's working and then it's reliable.
Yep.
Now that is
building your incubator if you've never done it to just.
So if you don't know who Jax is, Inflicted Exotics is another daddy-son duo, Jack and Jax, and this is the mommy of Jax, aka Kim, and I think that's awesome. That is a great problem to have, guys, when you need another incubator and you need more real estate for those eggs. That definitely is. All right.
Yeah, I still plan on using them wine coolers because I bought them, 2 of them for $100 and they're huge. So I already have the heat tape and everything. Just need to pick up thermostat.
They make great incubators. I keep the ones, any small incubator that I've made over the years, I still have as backups. Because like Bryan said, it's a good problem to have, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. So Castro says the best incubators are the fridges. Sea serpents doesn't cool. Your place gets too hot. Your eggs overheat. You need an incubator that cools as well as heats. In my opinion, that's his opinion. And I think that's a fair one. He only has like 8,000 babies in his house. You got to sell them. That is part of breeding is not only making them, but selling them. You can't hold on to them all. Everything can't be a holdback, Castro. By the way, guys, if you didn't see Bowling with Bryan with Castro, you have to go check out that.
Castro makes a good point there about being able to cool down. Now, obviously, I understand the principles involved in running the fridge and the heaters, but not everybody has that capability. What is important is that you make sure that your incubator is in a room where the ambient temperature is much cooler than what the incubator is supposed to be running at. So then you don't have to worry about the incubator overheating or the eggs overheating if the incubator reaches 88 because the room's at, 86, whatever. My incubator's in an area where the room's kept at like 75, and therefore I don't ever have to worry about that incubator overheating.
All right, so guys, that's the question. KY jelly or Vaseline? All it took was a little lubricant to shut him up. What are we using when we pop? Do we probe, Mike? Do you know how to probe?
I only have popped. I've never learned the probing technique. I've only learned popping.
Okay, and what about you, Kevin?
I'm the same way. I pop.
Okay, and what about?
I got a brand new probe kit, never used, sitting right on top of the incubator.
And what about you, Jeremy?
Same thing, pop.
I pop. He stands and watches.
That is awesome. Same thing. I pop that way. All right. So I do recommend. I mean, if you are going to be doing this and you plan on expanding and doing this long term, that you do learn how to probe. And the reason being, I mean, I just had a recent experience where he, it, shit, whatever we want to call it. My Mystic Potion never showed hemipenes. It's been popped throughout the 1.5, 2 years that I've had it. Went to pair it, went to pop again just to make sure. Still no hemipenes came out, but we had some schmegma. Okay. So I definitely recommend, because the last thing you want to do is get caught up that you missexed an animal. And it happens, Like, right, Jason? Sometimes, Canadians have small hemipenes. What am I watching? So that's the question. So if you did, when you do learn how to probe, What do you think you'll be using, Vaseline or KY jelly?
I think I'm gonna go with Vaseline.
Oh man, my God. It's not the first time we disagree anyway. It's all right. Third eye.
We already have KY ready for when we learn.
Whoa, I'm ready to rock. And what about Kevin? You look like a Vaseline guy to me, Kevin.
Whatever I can reach out and get my hands on first.
All right, guys. So I get it. Oh, the reason why I push for KY jelly is that it is water based, and Vaseline being a petroleum jelly. We've had a few guests here just say and move forward. Okay, absolutely, filthy animals. It's been a while since we've had the opportunity to ask that question. All right, so why don't we talk about some of the good things and let's talk about some of the influences, like what has influenced. Like Mike, you have a huge following as green as you are in this hobby and breeding. You have a huge following, right? So you are at one point, well, you are influencing others, and there will be a point where people say, "Hey, I saw Balls of Fury, and that made me want to get into it," which I think is an awesome thing. Who are some of the people that have influenced you?
I mean, the first person I started watching, probably like everybody, was Barcheck. I mean, I started watching his videos, and he really inspired me to just go after it. And then, obviously, seeing what JKR is doing and Ozzy Boyds and Miguel. I've actually talked to Miguel a few times. He's given me some advice, so he's really somebody that I look up to a lot. Jason was one of the first people to reach out to me when I got on Instagram, and he's got a lot of really cool animals, and I really respect him and his knowledge. And
as you learn more, you realize not to listen to him, right?
But I'd say just seeing the stuff those guys are producing really has inspired me. And also, I've been lucky enough to have a lot of people that are close to me that have supported me from the start. And that really motivates me to make them proud and push myself to be successful at this.
That's great to hear. And what about you, Kevin?
The man's name is Randy Smith, and he doesn't do social media or anything like that, but he's been around for over 20 years, and he's like probably 5 minutes down the road from Ozzy Boyd's, and he's on a regular with Ozzy and Ian from Outback, so he's just taught me pretty much everything from square one. And I got lucky. I started buying and then found a mentor through a guy at work.
Awesome. And what about you, Raven and Jeremy?
I mean, same people. Barcheck's huge. Kind of watch him a lot. JKR. We still don't necessarily have a mentor. We're part of like a couple Patreon, like Billy from Mutation Creation. But yeah.
Well, I guess that would be the intent of a Patreon, right? Is that you're in a group and you can seek mentorship, and there's certain topics that get out there that kind of help everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mike, you said that you've gotten advice from Miguel. Did he advise you to buy snakes off of him?
I actually bought a snake from him, and that's how I got in contact with him originally. And
pretty good way to do it.
He gave me his personal number, so I text him here and there when I have questions. He usually gets back to DMs if I DM him, but I'm not really like blowing him up all the time or anything like that. I honestly, most of the information I've learned from either reading it or watching it on YouTube.
YouTube's huge.
So it's not fair. That's all I got to say. It's not fair. Because when you were still swimming in your daddy's testicles, we didn't have YouTube. Okay? We didn't have it. So it's not fair that you young bucks, you could just click a button and find out all the information that we had to go and learn the hard way, like killing a bunch of animals. I'm not admitting to killing any animals, guys. Just for that. All right. So that's awesome to hear. That's great. I'm glad that each one of you has found a way, again, either through direct communication, through the resources that are out there, and of course you have this amazing show every Friday that you can turn back and learn. just watch my parts. Like when you go back and watch old versions,
Absolutely shameless.
you can just you can just mute Jason whenever he speaks. All right. Actually, no. Jason has like a lot of knowledge about Canadian shit, but he does have a lot of knowledge.
I
All
knew
right.
that was going to derail.
So what are we doing about feeding? I mean, I think that's essential. What are we doing about feeding? We'll start with you, Mike.
So I just feed regular rats to my collection. I purchased them from a supplier who's local to me. He breeds rats, and he gives me a little bit cheaper of a price than a regular pet store. So that's where I'm getting rats from.
Smart. So do you anticipate or foresee you breeding rats on your own anytime soon?
It's not really something I'm really a big fan of. I personally don't really like the rats that much. I'm kind of like you. I don't like touching them. I don't really. I wish I could feed them something else, to be honest.
I'm with you. I swear to God, I say it all the time. I wish they were vegetarian.
Yeah,
Okay?
but I
And
don't
I'm a
know.
snake eater.
Yeah, I don't know. If my collection gets to a point where I have so many snakes I can't really feed them that way, I'd maybe attempt to do it, or I don't know, something I need to think about for sure.
Find other people that need rats.
Yeah.
Crazy mess of a show. That is so disrespectful, Slater.
But so accurate.
So freaking and I just gave you a shout out on your Ultramel, even though I told you it's
Don't even sweat it, Thomas. It's completely accurate.
Thomas. What about you, Third
Look at
Eye?
this distinguished gentleman.
We breed rats and ASFs. I wish we didn't, but it is cheaper and nicer to have a variety.
So
why do you wish you
says
didn't?
we, how much of that is he doing? Because so far he's just passing the buck on you with everything.
No, I definitely take care. Yeah, I take care of the rats. She does help sometimes.
He does more of the rats. I do more of the snakes.
Let's say you sounded defensive over the rats there when you made that comment. You sound like, no, this is my area.
But no, I mean,
somebody has to do it, right?
Time. The rats, you spend way more time with the rats than you do your snakes. It's not what you signed up for.
Always problems. Always problems in the rat room.
Facts. I just picked up. Oh, I gotta pay my Mike. I am so sorry if you were watching this, Mikey Rats. I forgot to pay you. Like, I've been so busy, guys. It's not even funny. So when I went to the Mid Hudson Reptile Expo, it was by my breeder, so I picked up a couple hundred ASF, and it'd be nice, I guess, if I paid him. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. Mike, I'm the worst. I am sorry. Honey, I know you love it when I have to pay the rat bill. I got to pay the rat bill. What about you, Kevin? What are you doing?
I took an attempt at breeding in the beginning, and I had one chew out from ASFs, and I fed everything on.
You gotta love the chew out. Shout outs to my snake wifey, Steve. I got blessed with 10 of the lab rat cages. I've had so many chew outs, it's not even funny. I don't even know my wife can hear me. She gets pissed every time I talk about these stories. Yeah, it's no fun when you have the chew outs. But I recommend that you figure out a way. I don't know what your situations are, but wherever you do have your animals, because you can have chew outs even if you're not breeding. I just recommend you make that room rodent escape proof. Okay. I mean, I use a pool noodle. And it works great because it's one thing when they're in the room, at least they're confined. You get those nice humane traps. And it's not so much like I'm being Mr. Animal activist. It's just that I don't like wasting money. And every time you kill one of them rodents, you can't feed it. So with the humane traps, you get to find them and feed them. Win-win situation. But if there's one thing you take away from tonight, make that room rodent escape proof. Because when they get loose, they cause havoc. And I'm talking about I've had refrigerator lines chewed through. They've gone through everything under the sink. You find blankets with holes in them. They're little bastards. I hate them. I freaking hate them. All you people that say, "Oh, it's so cute," you're all psycho. You're more psycho than you were just owning, and breeding dozens of snakes.
I think they're kind of adorable.
You
Oh, I
see?
guarantee you.
You see?
Yeah.
Jeremy, what's wrong with her?
I guarantee you, I probably got a loose one running around this room somewhere. But I did the live trap too. Because I put them in a tub and they jump right out before I can get the door closed.
So speaking about escapees and chew-throughs, what about snakes? Have you had any snakes escape? Do you guys have any Harry Houdinis in your collection?
Yeah, I had a snake escape for like 3 days, and I luckily found him. I left the bin open after feeding him, and he decided to crawl out of the bin and explore.
That is not funny. I'm only laughing because I have been there many times in 3 decades. Trust me.
How far away did you find him from his bin?
So the room that he's in is it's not that big. It's probably like 1,000 square foot. And I have it all snake proof, so he can't get out of this room. And he was pretty far away from where he's over here on this rack. And I found him down on this end underneath the TV stand.
Now, would you say he was within like a 30-foot radius?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was in the vicinity of where he's kept, but not exactly.
The reason I'm asking is because
he's a lazy ass if he was only within 30 feet.
One of the most common questions I think I hear as a reptile keeper is, I've lost a snake or I've lost this or whatever's escaped. What's the best way to find it? And inevitably, in my experience, I just called you some nasty fucking names.
I was watching you. I was like, I gotta record you. Like,
oh man, it's a good thing you couldn't hear what I just said to you.
Oh, you said some racist shit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You fucking Canadian bastard.
I got so mad I forgot what I was talking about.
Good, because I was about to fall asleep.
Whatever.
No, you were talking about one of the most common questions.
They're always, in my experience, my personal experience with various reptiles and other animals and speaking with other people, they are almost always within a 30-foot radius of their habitat. So don't start panicking and looking.
Lying. He's lying. You guys don't even use feet in Canada.
Really? Okay. 10 meters. How's that? Is that better?
I wouldn't know the conversion.
I know you wouldn't. That's why it's funny that you call me out on not being able to convert back and forth.
I'm not.
Anyways,
you guys don't use feet, so
it's probably still in the room that you lost it in. So don't panic too much and try to keep the search localized.
That's how you do it. You pull the race card and then you be a racist. God bless America.
Apparently Canada too now.
God bless Canada.
My door.
God bless Canada by letting you be right close to the United States of America.
Buddy, I heard they're accepting asylum from Canada. I'm not even kidding.
You know what? It's not even funny. We're about to go to war.
It's really not. It's scary.
You know what? I'm not. I feel bad for our Canadian neighbors.
Everything's going on in the world right now.
So when we went out to eat last week, Drop Time Reptiles tried to make me eat poutine, and I said I won't do it until I'm with you, Snookums. Okay.
Is that gonna be another thing? We're gonna have to do the fucking poutine, the Neanderthal test reveal. Like everything's gonna have to happen.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, like he was loving it. His kid was loving it. He had his 3 boys there.
Shit,
that shit looked nasty. I'm sorry, Eric. It looked nasty, all right? It looked like freaking cooked snot. I don't know, man, if I'm going to be able to eat that.
So
right?
What is in a poutine?
A little bit of poo. You take poo and you take teen and you take poutine.
Oh, man. It's French fries, gravy, and cheese curd.
Anything that says curd, it's turd. You should already know. Okay, you should already know. And Steve, you know it's true. I had a burger just like you, all right? And that was it. It was Shamir who had the freaking worm in his stomach in a bottomless pit. He was ordering food for like 7 guys, all freaking 110 pounds of him. freaking Mr. Metabolism over there. I was watching him eat and gaining weight. All right, so what about you? What about you, Kevin? You've had any escapees over there?
Yeah, probably about 6 months after I first got started keeping.
You're lying. You're lying. It happened the first week. Stop it.
No, it took about a few months, but I had homemade racks and PVC, and I had tubs with lids on them with snap closures on the shelves. So it was like a little too late out here working one night, and I didn't snap the lid closed all the way. And my room's only a 10 by 12 room, and it was on the same wall. I found it a month later after I tore the room apart. I never could find it. And then I went to pull a tub out, and it was on top of another against the side heat from the heat tape where I ran it around. It was in full shed, a little thin, but I gave it a small meal and some water, and back in its tub, and that's the one that's breeding. That's the spot nose head clown male that's breeding leopard head clown female.
Awesome. Guys, just a reminder, I know, Mike, you've been on it, man. Kudos to that. But make sure you're reaching out to your senators. You got two, okay? Canada, we're not talking about the Canadians. I don't know how their whole politics shit works. They're a whole mess up there.
It is our government.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, but here in the U.S., guys, you got two senators. Reach out to both of them until you get a response. Support USARC whenever possible. And we're going to figure out Mike, Dr. Mike right here with the Furious Balls is sponsoring a bronze membership. So if you have anyone that you know, or if you're interested in being in that spin to win, send Mike or myself a DM. Mike, we're going to continue to push it until we have somebody that deserves it and gets it. Shout out to #Hugh, who last week blessed. Guys, by the way, Elliot came out and hung out, and it was so weird. I've met Elliot before, and it was so cool to see Elliot meeting up with so many breeders that have never gotten to meet him in person. So that was definitely pretty cool. So yeah, this is what Hugh does. He does it every day. He's gotten responses and he still writes them every day. Get on them, guys. Kick their ass.
Good for you,
right.
Hugh. And I got your hashtags there, buddy.
So yeah, if you do have an escapee, they're usually going to be close. They're usually, so when like Mike says it was under the TV, it was probably seeking warmth. The TV emits heat. That's usually where they're going to be. It's not rocket science. But if they get out of your room, okay, and they get into the house, there's just a lot of nooks and crannies that can cause hell. I had to rip apart a cabinet one time because they got under the boards and there was no way to get it. I had to rip out. This is 30 years, guys. This didn't all happen the same year. I'm not that bad, all right? But these are just experiences like you never think can happen to you. And they happen. Then you say they'll never happen again, and they happen.
And then you fix the problem.
You know, and again, like what Mike said about, leaving the tub open, and what Kevin said, hey, it was a long day at work, you're tired. Trust me, these things happen over and over. I'll never forget the day that I looked over at the rat tub and I said, oh shit, I didn't push that back in. Okay. And you already know, like, they're gone. You already know, like, I'm just like, I didn't push it back in. Now I was trying to figure out were there 20 in there, were there 10 in there, and I'm just like, oh man. So don't think it won't happen. Don't think it can't happen. Just do whatever you can. I love all these freaking Facebook demigods that never make a mistake. But Kevin, you right over there, man? Like,
yeah, my battery's getting a little low, and I'm just plugging it in.
Kevin's over here twisting and turning. All right, so
there we go. Sorry about that.
No problem. So what do you guys see in the next year? Where do you think you'll be? We don't have to think about 3 years. We don't have to think about 5 years, although you should have a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan, especially when it comes to genes. Again, Mike has a nice plan there in growing out his girls. It's very, very disciplined thought process. I mean, because most people get a ball python, 3 weeks later, they want to breed, and they're out there hunting for breeder girls. They're at the shows trying to find breeder girls because they just got that fever to breed. even though they haven't even gotten their humidity and their temps right yet. So again, kudos on that discipline. But where do you guys see yourselves in a year? We'll start with you, Third Eye.
I don't know. Just try to take it slow. Clown hypopods in the future, but that's a couple years down the road. We have a clown pod now. We have a pod that's at hypo clown. But that's way down the road. But
All right, so just for the record, for all of you, that's 3 visual recessives. We look forward to seeing your clown hypopide on Morph Monday with Balls of Fury.
I'll post it for sure if you produce it, 100%.
we'll see.
So what about you, Mike? Where do you see yourself in a year? I know that you seem to be very strategic and you have a well thought out process. Where do you see yourself in a year?
Yeah, so, well, I wanted to answer another question I didn't get a chance to answer because we started talking about the Monarchs. But the project I'm really excited for is the Dream School project. And what I'm really excited for is that, like, my first 10 clutches of eggs are going to be, like, visual Dream Schools, visual Axanthics, visual Pides, and all sorts of combos. So I'm really excited for that. There's just going to be a lot of powerful
stuff.
stuff.
To anybody about it for the first fucking 3 weeks after it happens. I remember how excited I was the first time I hatched a recessive. Just, that first time you hit one of those goals, you're going to be walking around smacking out dreamsicles, etc. first season.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I mean, I have a visual Batman, visual Dream Skull. I have a bunch of visual Pied female combos. I have visual Axanthic stuff. So I just we've always tried to get the visual if we could, just so that process goes a little bit faster rather than going with the heads. I don't mind spending the extra money if I have it to get the visual.
All right, so you over here answering all questions, man. I don't even remember that question. Where do you see yourself in a year?
In a year, hopefully pairing up some of these females that are growing up. I have a couple females that are on the cusp. They're like 900 grams right now. So hopefully just producing some cool clutches. I hope to be at 20,000 Instagram followers by the end of this year. I just hit 13,000 today. So
congrats. You're at 13,000. Wow. So you're at a point where you're getting more and more in larger numbers.
Yep.
Good for you. And how many of those did you buy? Because I know for $19.99 you could get 1,000 Instagram followers.
I haven't purchased one follower.
No, you haven't. You're consistent and you're putting out good content. Kudos to you. But I will tell you that's how a lot of these big pages have gotten shut down. I think that the cat is out the bag and they violated Instagram terms, and Instagram said, you cannot buy followers. What about you, Kevin?
Hopefully I'll have my anticipated clutch on the ground. Hopefully she goes, which is not the Batman. I have the GHI Desert Ghost head hypo. I'm pairing him to a Desert Ghost. A clown head hypo. So I'm hoping to hit some hypo double hits.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll be growing them up in a year.
That sounds really, really doable. Like I said, I had Bane of my Exotics on my show last night, and he has a lot of Desert Ghost Clown hypo projects going. So that's going to be cool if he hits that triple visual. It's also a nice, pretty penny that thing goes for. So kudos to any of you that could get those triple recessives going. But I want to circle back to you, Mike. You keep saying we, and I know you're not French and you're not in Canada. So when you're saying we, are you working on joint projects right now?
It's not so much a joint project. So Darius, who you pulled up, and Chachi, they've actually invested in some of the snakes with me. I've actually split snakes with them where we went to a show or bought them off Morph Market together, and we're just going to split the profits of the clutches with one another.
All right. So now Chachi, that one's interesting, right? Because that's your significant other there.
Right.
So that's interesting. She's gonna win the negotiations every time. I promise you. Whether you think I'm telling you the truth or not, I promise you she's gonna win that negotiation every time. Jeremy, I'm sure you can relate. I think that's one of the drawbacks of being in this hobby with a significant other. They usually have that power no matter what we think. Um, do you have everything laid out though? Being that there are other people involved, being that there's money involved, do you have all agreements and understandings in place?
Yeah, we do. We all communicate with each other every day. We have weekly meetings that are scheduled to meet up, talk about our goals, talk about progress, talk about the future, just all that stuff. We have a really good communication system with one another, and we're all very close. We're all trusting of each other. So far, it's been smooth sailing, and everybody's 100% behind Balls of Fury and very supportive of it, and everyone wants to see it succeed and grow.
2 questions.
Jason, I was gonna say, what are your thoughts on that, Jason?
Do you have things written down?
I don't have any. We don't have anything in writing particularly, but
okay. Just
yeah, there's no like contract or
when shit hits the fan, it's he said, she said.
Yeah.
So I recommend that to everybody that decides to go into any form. I recommend that to anybody that goes into a partnership, to make sure you get things written down, have everything clearly agreed upon, have a witness, have it notarized, because when the shit hits the fan, think of it in worst case scenario. How do you defend yourself? How do you prove what is actual is actual? And my next question is, you said there's 3 people involved. So you said it was Darius was the other one, correct?
Yes.
How does Darius know that you and Chachi don't team up against him? Because 2 against 1.
Well, Darius has some of the snakes with him. I don't have all the snakes here. He has some snakes with him as well. So he has some snakes of his own that are part of Balls of Fury that he's going to do and learn how to breed and do all that stuff.
Well, shout out to DTMG Pythons. That's my sponsor for this show. And the reason why I brought him up wasn't just to cut off Jason for the 3rd time. It was because of the segue into joint pairings. And I will be doing a joint pairing with him, working on a
That's
sumo.
your segue? Really?
You like that? Into a sumo guide project. And I think the key word that you mentioned, Mike, is trust. And obviously with Chachi, I can understand that. But at the same time, whenever there's money involved with friends, it is always best to have it lined out. So it was really clear. I told DTMG Pythons to come to me, give me the terms, and I was willing to work with that. Being that he has been such a great supporter, I actually changed the terms in his favor because there is trust already established there where he wouldn't benefit in any way, shape, or form. And he's just been doing amazing work. Plus, I'm going to dump the girl on him and make him do all the work. So I'm cool with it. But I think that that's the key word, that there is trust. Again, it goes back to being very eager and having that bug, that breeding bug when you get into this. And sometimes we're blinded by our eagerness and our enthusiasm. So one of the things that you keep demonstrating is having a plan and being disciplined about those plans. I've never heard any freshman or any newer breeder discuss having weekly meetings to discuss progress and projections towards the future. So I really hope, if it's the one thing that anyone that watches this show hears, is exactly that: planning, sticking to plans, assessing those plans, monitoring them on a weekly basis, or whatever you deem appropriate is a key to your success. Success rarely ever happens accidentally. So I'm really, really looking forward to your progress.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What about you guys? Do you guys anticipate ever doing any joint pairings or anything, Third Eye?
I doubt it. I don't know. The partnerships are sticky. So like making sure everything's written down. Yeah, I don't know. Partnerships are like the only ships that don't sail. So it's kind of hard.
There's too many things that can go wrong, man. You can provide me with perfect, and I don't want to sit here and rain negativity on anything, but I can present you situations where any partnership can go AWOL.
Not even on purpose. I mean, you're not trying to screw
man.
them, and they're not trying to screw you, but like
life changes, people change, priorities change,
Well,
problems
for the
happen.
record, I'm in a partnership with my wife, and I try to screw her all the time. You know, I'll be honest about that one. So Darius says we locked in for life. I hope so, Darius, because they got 2/3 of the pie on their side, buddy. All right. So I think that
just make sure you're protected on all ends.
Yeah, friends and
Take
money
care of
don't
your
mix.
best interest because nobody else is gonna.
Steve says friends and money don't mix. That's why he dumped me. We got a divorce. He dumped me because friends and money don't mix. It's all right though. I'm good. I still love him. He's even sexier now after he lost all that weight that I found. But I love it. We have two completely different perspectives. We have two completely different perspectives here, and I think the key and one of the things that Jason and I are always showing is that there's different ways to skin a cat, right? And I really respect both of your perspectives, and I'm really glad we have both sides of the spectrum here because I think that's it. Like, if you're concerned, if you fear, don't do it. Stay out of it. If you don't have to, don't do it. It's just one other way. It's just one other avenue. Okay, it's one other path. So I think that it's really, really cool that you've already said, hey, that's not our path, but I respect your path. And Mike, you seem to be very confident in your path and your relationships and the trust that you've established with the people you're doing this with. So it's good to see both sides of the spectrum. And although he is rarely ever right, okay, I think that what Jason is saying is absolutely true. Because if there's any type of ambiguity there, guys, it goes the wrong way and it does it fast. And then possession becomes 9/10 of the law. Okay? All those agreements go out the window, but with them, when them snakes are in my house, good luck. Okay? So, and I'm not saying that in my case, but I've seen it happen. And I've seen it happen to really reputable people. And that's what's really sad. When someone's reputation is threatened because they try to look, they say no good deed goes on, what is it, unturned? On what? That's the one. That's exactly the one. They say it in Canada too, guys. They say it in French, but they say it in Canada too. So no good deed goes unpunished. I don't know why unturned always comes. Maybe leaves are unturned. I don't know. I like to take one phrase, start here and end with another one over there, but you got the drift. But definitely, like, just have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Darius says,
plan for the worst.
It's not about the money. It's just about the love we share. That is dope. Money shows people's true colors. It always does.
I respect where you guys are coming from, but I've gone down this road twice now, and I've lost 2 friendships over it. And these were people that I was friends with for like 10 years. So
lying again, guys. He has no friends.
Not anymore. Fuck him.
Lying again, guys. He has no friends. The guy's a freaking hermit.
That part is very true.
So it's good to see. Like, again, it's good to see the different perspectives. So which way are you swinging there, Kevin?
All right, what was the question again? I lost it.
Oh, shit, Kevin, you're fired.
Kevin, you've been in my stash.
Kevin, you're fired, man. So, Kevin, we were talking about joint pairings. If you see yourself doing any joint pairings in the future.
I don't see it. Hopefully, my 10-year-old daughter will have a better collection than what I have now. And in 5 years, maybe do pairings with, breed pair, breeder loads with her back and forth, like you do with Samson. You have a separate collection, and he has his collection.
No, he got the collection. I don't want none of that. I got my boas. I'm good with my 2 little boas that aren't so little. The rest are all his. I'm good with that. I just hate having to clean their shit. It's not fair.
All our animals I take care of anyway.
So speaking, we're gonna wrap this up soon, guys. So before we do, speaking of your daughter, you sent me a soliloquy. It looked like you were trying to compete with the Canadian Shakespeare over there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your daughters and how you came up with the name for S's Pythons? Because it is really confusing on Instagram. It's like fours
They just
pythons.
run it all together. But it's 4S's pythons. I have 4 daughters, and all their names start with S. And I was going to go with 4S, the number 4, and then S. And then I looked on Wharf Market, and somebody already had it. I don't even think they're around anymore. So I just tried to do it different so it wasn't exactly the same, and I could use it towards my purpose. And then my last name is Bateman, so everybody's known me as Batman since kindergarten. So, that's where we got the Batman for the logo.
All right, so your banana's a female maker, right?
My banana's a female maker.
Yes, sir.
Which one?
Yours.
Oh yeah. I'm a female maker.
There you go. Now, Balls of Fury with the Furious Balls. What made you go with Balls of Fury? I remember the first time we connected on Instagram, I had to do that you showed a lot of love, and I used to always do the stories of people that show a lot of love, and I had to put all the fiery balls, and I was thinking about great balls of fire. So where did this whole Balls of Fury thing come from?
It actually came from the title of a movie called Balls of Fury. Have you ever seen it before? It's like a ping pong movie. It's a comedy movie.
Is Will Ferrell in that movie?
No, he's not in it.
Okay, I think I saw it. I think so. This is going way back though.
It's an old movie. I just thought the name was catchy, so I just said Balls of Fury.
Okay, all right, that's dope. Now I have to go see the damn stupid movie again. All right, I get it. Now let's go to you, Green Eyeballs. What came up with Third Eye?
Okay, so me and him are both spiritual in a way, but like we kind of encompass multiple religions all in one. And Third Eye is a very spiritual term and very, well, you can explain it better than I can what Third Eye means.
But no, it's a very spiritual term. I mean, even with my electrical business, I try to keep it all related. So we have geometry for a logo for our electric company, and then Third Eye. Plus, you have the Third Eye balls. I mean, it's the obvious ball pythons too.
Right, and you got it incorporated in your logo as well. I think we're gonna end with that. Kevin already explained to us his logo. How'd you come up with your logo, Mike?
A buddy of mine actually is a graphic designer, and I just reached out to him and I said, "Hey, could you make me a cool logo for my snake business?" And he just went to work and he sent me that logo. I thought it was cool.
Tell him to make sure that he sends logos in PNG formats, please.
Yeah, he needs to. He finally sent it to me like 6 days after you asked me.
Tell him I already did it for you, all right? Tell him he should give me some
him.
break. Now, Third Eye, your logo is absolutely fierce. How did you come up with the concept? Who helped you with that?
We both drew it up.
Yeah, we drew it ourselves.
Shut up. Come on, stop it.
Yeah.
So like we both paint and draw and stuff. So yeah, we have a couple different logos floating around, but yeah, we drew it up ourselves.
That's awesome. So Jason, we're gonna come to the end of the show. Are there any questions you want to ask before we sign off?
I think we've covered everything at this point. Otherwise, we're going to get into another 10
We
minutes.
didn't cover everything.
Oh my God! Fuck no!
We most definitely didn't cover everything.
I try to be polite about this and kind of. No, I don't have anything else to ask.
See, guys, when you give him the microphone, he got shit to say.
Wow.
He does this to me every week. Guys, thank you so much. This is volume 10, guys. For 10 months, we have had awesome freshmen and fabulous people like you, breeders that are doing great things. We do look forward. Bryan was on, Bane of My Exotics was on episode 3, and he had made an awesome suggestion where he said, because when I talked about the 3-year list and the sticker graveyard, he said, why don't we come back in 3 years and see who's still around and who's doing what? So I think that we're gonna actually do that. Hopefully I'm not still stuck with Jason in 3 years. There's like so many other cool Canadians up there I could do this show with. His boy Ty, I like his boy Ty. His boy Ty is really cool. He's like a real Canadian. So in 3 years, I don't think any of you are not going to be here in 3 years. I think that you guys all seem to have, in your own way, different ways, your path. I'm sure that things may change. You may go a different direction. You may acquire new habits, but I anticipate all of you guys will still be around in 3 years. And I wish each one of you the best of luck. John, how dare you? How dare you? Okay? How dare you? It ain't over
Thanks,
till
John.
the Canadian curses. And that's guaranteed every week, guys. I had to make this an 18 and older show for this freaking guy, all right? It ain't over till he curses, and he does it all the time. But kudos to each one of you guys. If there's one thing, and we're going to end it with this, each one of you, if you could just give us one thing that if you wish you knew better before you started breeding. And we'll start with you, Kevin.
Oh, something I wish I knew better. How addicting it is.
Hell yeah.
Because I went through some money fast.
I would imagine so with 85 animals. What about you, Third Eye?
Everything. Just research. Oh man. We bought a pet and then we should have researched a lot more before.
We bought a pet. 2 weeks later, we bought another one. 2 weeks later, we bought another one, and then
all males. So yeah,
yes.
Just research everything.
I promise you, there was a breeder very happy selling you his males. So guys, right there, if you're not listening, addiction research about the addiction. Okay, and
Stay away from impulse buys.
What about you, Mike?
I wish that I knew about USARC sooner than when I found out about it, because I definitely would have took more action to spread awareness about it to other people in the hobby.
So that's deep, guys. Make sure you're supporting USARC. That freaking Canadian supports USARC than a lot of people I see on Instagram. I don't want to hear about your new snake projects. I don't want to hear about your clutches. I don't want to hear about anything that might not be here in a year if we're not supporting those that are defending our rights. So make sure you are supporting USARC. It doesn't have to come in the form of money, but that's deep. Mike, you've been on fire today. You have been on fire. All right. So Jason, how do we want to end this?
Why are you gonna put me on the spot? Fuck you.